Today I'm drying meat the old-fashioned way. I got tripods set up for a drying rack. I've got a ton of meat and I've got a fire going. It's supposed to get pretty cold in the next couple of days, so I'll probably have to keep this fire going. I'll show you how the setup is. So I got a tripod on either side, and so far 4 sticks for my racks and just a tiny little fire. Well, I need to spread that fire out the length of this, and then we'll see about setting up wind blocks to contain the heat a little better. Ow. I've got some roosters going through puberty, and they're getting their grown-up voices. Right now they just kind of sound awkward. There we go. Long, thin strips so I can hang it over the rack. Well, I made some progress since yesterday. I stayed up till about just after midnight keeping a fire going on it. Between cutting the meat and gathering firewood and keeping firewood on the fire, it's been keeping me busy and figuring out a pattern. It's cottonwood, so it burns through real quick, but it's doing the trick. Everything's drying out really well, and all right, let's go get some wood for the racks. I'm going over here to look for a few more long sticks for racks. There's one. These ought to do the trick. You'll notice that I don't carry a hatchet or a saw. That's because everything that I do, I try to be as minimal as possible so that when I go out on my horses, I know what I can do and what tools I need to bring, or more importantly, what tools I don't need to bring. That's 4, and the wind is kicked up, so I got to put up some wind block. Well, I got a lot of it dry so far. I stayed up till about 10:30 last night. That's when it was down to coals and I decided to go to bed. I've gone to thicker firewood and it still burns pretty fast, but at least I can get an hour out of it. And then yesterday I added a lot more. This is stuff that wasn't long enough to drape over, so I threaded it on a wire. And here in a little bit I'm going to move it over where it's closer to the fire. So I don't think I've mentioned yet, but most of this is for dog food, so that when I'm out on camping and hunting trips, I can take this with me and then boil it up for the dogs. Mix it also with some of my dried squash, dried sweet potatoes and that kind of thing. And then I got really good dog food. Look who showed up. So this has been a great experience. This is not even a third of the dried meat, and it's been a whole lot easier than I expected, and I learned a whole lot. I think the next time I do it, it'll be even smoother. Next time I'm going to gather a whole bunch of wood first, because this wood burns fast, so between slicing and then putting it on the racks and keeping the fire going, it was a lot to juggle. So if I have a whole bunch of firewood in advance and some bigger stuff that I have to use a saw to cut, and then cut my meat. Also, I wasn't as big of a hurry as I thought. I expected it to be colder weather where the meat would keep, but the meat kept anyway, so I wasn't in such a hurry to get it sliced and on the fire. Thanks for watching, and check out some more of my videos, and hope I see you next time. Over and out.